Enron, the smartest guys. Enron, the smartest guys in the room or the biggest frauds in history? Part 1. Introduction. The million-dollar question. Welcome back to the channel. Imagine for a moment that you own a company voted by Fortune magazine as the most innovative company in America for 6 consecutive years. An empire whose stock price skyrocketed by 1,400% in a single decade. That company was Enron. At its peak, it was the 7th largest corporation in the United States, a juggernaut that seemed untouchable. But in March 2001, a journalist named Bethany McLean asked a deceptively simple question that sent shivers down the spine of Wall Street. How exactly does Enron make its money? When she asked the CEO, Jeffrey Skilling, for clarification, his response wasn't a detailed financial breakdown. Instead, he hung up on her, and later, on a live conference call, infamously called a skeptical analyst an asshole. The truth hidden inside Enron's black box was more terrifying than any horror movie. It wasn't a story of innovation. It was a story of systemic fraud, breathtaking arrogance, and a house of cards waiting for a breeze. Today, we step inside the room with the smartest guys to see how it all came crashing down. Part 2. The rise of a new age empire. The 3 architects. To understand Enron's collapse, we have to look at the 3 men who built it. 1. Kenneth Lay, the saintly visionary. Ken Lay was the founder and chairman, a man so well connected he was affectionately called Kenny Boy by the President of the United States. He built Enron on a foundation of shiny core values: respect, integrity, communication, and excellence. But Lay was an absentee leader. He loved the status and the private jets, but he turned a blind eye to the rot underneath, allowing his subordinates to manipulate the system as long as the stock price kept climbing. 2. Jeffrey Skilling, the prophet of Darwinism. If Lay was the face, Skilling was the brain. He was the architect who transformed Enron from an old-fashioned gas pipeline company into a high-tech energy bank. Skilling was obsessed with ideas and intellectual superiority. He implemented a brutal HR system known as the Performance Review Committee, or Rank and Yank. Every year, the bottom 15% of employees were fired. This created a corporate assassin culture where colleagues were encouraged to backstab each other to survive and claim massive bonuses. In Skilling's world, only the predators deserved to thrive. 3. Andrew Fastow, the financial magician. Every magic trick needs a trapdoor, and Andrew Fastow was the man who built it. As CFO, Fastow created a complex web of off-balance sheet entities with names like LJM and Chuco. These were special-purpose entities designed to hide billions of dollars in debt and manufacture fake profits. Shockingly, Fastow also ran these companies himself, pocketing tens of millions of dollars in consulting fees stolen directly from Enron's coffers. He wasn't just cooking the books, he was burning down the kitchen for the insurance money. Part 3. The madness, the fake room, and the power hack. As the pressure to maintain the stock price grew, the deception became surreal. The magic trading floor. In 1998, Enron wanted to impress Wall Street analysts with their new retail energy division. They invited a group of investors to their headquarters to see their state-of-the-art trading floor. But there was one problem. The division wasn't actually doing any business yet. So, Enron staged a massive performance. They moved hundreds of employees from other departments to an empty floor, told them to wear headsets, and instructed them to act busy. They shouted into dead phones, frantically negotiated fake million-dollar deals, and pointed at computer screens that weren't even plugged in. The analysts were fooled, the stock price jumped, and the lie lived for another day. The California electricity crisis. But Enron's greed didn't stop at fake rooms. Their traders discovered they could hack the deregulated California energy market. They intentionally shut down power plants to create artificial shortages, causing rolling blackouts that left millions of people in the dark and stuck in elevators. They mocked the suffering of ordinary citizens, giving their manipulative schemes names like Fat Boy and Death Star. To Enron, the lives of millions were just numbers on a spreadsheet to be exploited for profit. Part 4. The Collapse and the Tragic End. By mid-2001, the gravity of their lies began to pull the house down. The Great Escape. In August 2001, Jeffrey Skilling abruptly resigned as CEO after only 6 months in the role, citing personal reasons. In reality, he was jumping off the Titanic before it hit the iceberg. He sold millions of dollars in stock while telling employees and the public that the company had never been stronger. The bankruptcy. In December 2001, Enron filed for the largest bankruptcy in US history at the time. The aftermath was devastating. 20,000 employees lost their jobs and their life savings because their 401k plans were tied to Enron stock. Meanwhile, the executives walked away with hundreds of millions in bonuses. The justice. The fallout was Shakespearean in its tragedy. Kenneth Lay was convicted of fraud but died of a heart attack before he could be sentenced. Jeffrey Skilling received one of the longest prison sentences in white-collar history. Andrew Fastow went to prison and became the star witness against his former partners. The accounting firm Arthur Andersen, once the gold standard of integrity, was destroyed for its role in shredding evidence. Part 5. Summary. The lesson of greed. Enron didn't collapse because of a bad business decision. It collapsed because of a culture built on lies, arrogance, and the belief that they were the smartest guys in the room. They believed that laws and ethics didn't apply to people with high IQs. The story of Enron is a permanent warning for all of us. It teaches us that when a company's profits look too good to be true, they usually are. It reminds us that integrity isn't just a word to be printed on a lobby wall. It is the only thing that keeps an empire from turning into dust. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the greatest financial scandal of the 21st century. If you found this story fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more investigations into the dark side of business and power. What do you think was the biggest red flag at Enron? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and watch your back. Goodbye.